Alright, just waiting for some viewers to tune in. Alright. So basically, today's video is on how to retire with $1,000 in crypto. Guys, you don't have to dump hundreds and thousands or millions of dollars in crypto. You don't need that. You really don't need much money in crypto to be rich and wealthy. You can be you can be extremely wealthy in crypto with like as little as $1,000 or even $500. You know, the main reason why I'm making today's video is to prove to you that you don't need millions of dollars or hundreds of thousands of dollars in crypto to get rich. You know, like right now in 2025, as of August 28th, I think it is today, the best crypto to invest in, if you have $1,000, is XDC, Zinfin Network. Ticker symbol is XDC. Hi Sammy, how you doing? Welcome to the show. I'm just talking about how to retire with crypto with $1,000. Hi Yosef. Yeah, you don't need much money in crypto, man. Like you don't need hundreds and thousands or even millions of dollars. Even just $1,000 in the right crypto, you can turn that into millions. Like $1,000 in XDC in Zinfin network, like that can easily turn you into a multi-millionaire. But it's gonna take time to get to that level though. It's amazing. Like you can turn $1,000 into $5 or $10 million. Like that's amazing. That's like almost unheard of in the investment world. You know what I mean? Um, yeah, XTC is really good now. XTC is good because it's cheap and it's got a lot of use case. You know, it's got a lot of use case and utility to it. Um, like I believe XTC can easily go to $500, 1,000, 5,000, 10,000 a piece. Now it's only like 12 cents Australian Australian dollars. Like you know, it's less than 20 cents, and you can buy one XTC. So say you have $1,000 in XTC, you can you can get like 20,000 cryptos for that. 20,000 XTC, 20,000 units of XTC. You know, and if one of them goes to like even $1,000, that's already $20 million you made. You know, okay, maybe you don't make 1,000. Maybe you get goes up to 500 a piece. All right, 10 million for that 20,000 units of XDC that you have. Hi Anwar. Yeah, please subscribe, guys. It's free. It doesn't cost you any money. You know, it really helps the YouTube algorithm. I got some amazing content. I got some good content. It's all free. It doesn't cost you any money. I'll teach you how to build generational wealth. You know, all you have to do is just watch my videos. You know, I'll teach you everything you need to know. Just like what I'm doing right now. I'm teaching you how to turn $1,000 into millions of dollars. You know, to build real generational wealth. You know, but it's gonna take a bit of time. It's not gonna happen overnight. Like even if you're like a retiree or you have like $1,000 to spare, you know, put it in XTC, man. You know, put it in Zinfin network. You know, you can turn that easy into 5 or 10 million within another 2 or 3 years, maybe 4 or 5 years at most. You know, there's no other investments that's gonna do that. Bitcoin's not gonna do that. Ethereum definitely ain't gonna do that. You know. So once you have $1,000 in your XTC, then you buy other cryptos. Buy maybe HBAR or XLM or Proton XPR or any other ISO 222 crypto, anything that's ISO compliant. You know, your foundation is important. Have a good foundation. But don't put all your money in the one crypto. XRP is great and all that. I love XRP, but it's already almost like $5. You know, or in Australia it is. I think in the US it's equivalent to about $3. So it's still a bit pricey. You know, for $1,000 you're only gonna get about 350 units of XRP. Whereas XDC for that same $1,000 you're gonna get like 20,000 units. You know, substantial difference. You know what I mean? And you still make a good amount of money on XDC. You know, the XDC, XRP, XLM, they all work together. So you can pick any three of them, any one of them, either one. You know, I'm just trying to teach you how to be more efficient and build wealth. You know, with less. You know. Okay, so once you got all your XDC, all your crypto, your first 1,000, then buy another crypto, build up your position in that. You know, definitely buy. Not financial advice. You know, buy some precious metals. I have a look at buying some precious metals, gold, silver. It's very important because if crypto fails or it doesn't work out, at least you got a backup. You know, you want to buy like physical gold and silver as a backup. So if, God forbid, if the crypto doesn't work out or there's a quantum computer hack or some other bullshit happens, at least you got your gold and silver, and gold and silver is gonna skyrocket. You know, think of it as like a insurance policy. So say for every $1,000 in crypto, you want to have about 2 to 3 times the amount in precious metals. So say you got 1,000 in crypto, you want to have 2,000 or 3,000 in gold or silver. That's the little magic ratio that Crypto Hulk taught me. Yeah, do check out his videos. He's pretty good, Crypto Hulk. He's a bit of an arrogant prick, but he's very good at what he does. You know, a lot of what I learned comes from him. So, but okay, so now you got your crypto, you got your precious metals. The third one, all right, trading of blockchain companies and cryptos, like smaller cap cryptos. That's what you want, you know, to make some short term money, and then the profits you make from that, you put it into your long term buy and hold portfolio. You know, for your XRPs and your XLM. You know, take a bit of money off the top. You want to compound your money. That's what you want to do. You want to build it up. You know, that's what it's all about. You know, just build consistent wealth. You know, because XRP and all these X cryptos, they might take another year for it to pop off, or 2 years or whatever. So it'll take a bit of time. You know, but like, I mean, it's going up. Like crypto is going up. Like XRP is going up, but it's not like substantial. You know what I mean? It's not significant. It's not life changing. You know, it will be life changing, but it's gonna take time. The reason why we're not rich in crypto yet is for two reasons. Reason number one, you don't have any crypto regulation. Reason number two is you don't have tokenization of real world assets on a mass scale. So for those two reasons, that's why we're not rich of crypto, unfortunately, you know. But you will get rich, but it'll take time. You gotta wait for the regulations to come in, you know, the Clarity Act and all that. Then tokenization of real world assets, stocks, bonds, real estate, commodities, that they all need to be tokenized. Yeah. And then from there, that's when the price will go up. You know, Africa all needs to be hooked up. But it will get there, you know, trust and believe it'll get there, you know. These are all good solid cryptos, you know. And now you got all these XRP ETFs and you know all these products that are driving that will drive up the price of crypto. There's so many catalysts, man. There's like so many catalysts for growth in crypto, you know. Anyway, I mean, you know, the bottom line is like, you know, you don't need $1,000 in crypto. Sorry, you don't need millions of dollars in crypto. You know, just a few thousand. That's all you really need. If you don't have a few thousand, even 1,000, like 1,000. If you don't have 1,000, then do 500. If you don't have 500, then invest 250 in crypto. If you don't have 250, then 100. You know, even if you buy, you know, $20 worth of crypto every week, that can change your life, man. That's life changing. You know what I mean? It's slow, but you get dollar cost average. At least you still have good quality cryptos. You know, good solid quality cryptos. That's what you really want. You know. Cause some of y'all don't make a lot of money. Some of y'all don't have $1,000 to spare. You know, but maybe you have a job. You know, put $50 aside every week or every month or whatever. You know, something's better than nothing. You know, there's only so much that I can teach you. You know, maybe you get a loan. Get a loan to buy a crypto. Who cares about the interest? Even you pay 20 or 30% interest, who gives a shit? You're gonna make millions of dollars. You know what I mean? You're gonna make millions of dollars. So what? Who cares if you have to pay $200 or $300 in interest? You're gonna make millions of dollars. It's called leverage. Some people call it OPM, other people's money. You know. But anyway, yeah. Yeah, hit the like button, guys. I'd really appreciate it. Yeah. Um, please subscribe to the channel. You know, it'll really help the algorithm. You know, I'm doing my best I can to teach others how to build generational wealth in crypto. You know. All right. Anybody got any questions? Anybody got any questions? Who here is in crypto right now? Shoot it down in the live chat. Who here has crypto? Who's invested in crypto? Huh? Yeah, nobody's doesn't seem like anybody wants to chat. So anyway, I'm gonna leave it at that, guys. Best of luck with your crypto investing. Once again, please like and subscribe. It's free. It doesn't cost you any money. I'm gonna end the show there.